This month we are focusing in on the moments of family discipleship. We recognize that there aren't always or often these big transformative moments in the lives of our kids. Their spiritual growth isn't immediately apparent. What is more apparent is their lack of attention or their lack of concern for what we may try to impart. Family discipleship is hard, but we keep going because it's more important than if they get into the right college. It's more important than if they make that particular team or get that athletic scholarship. It's more important that they know, love, and follow Jesus and make him known. As we talk about moments, our family really likes to go on walks, in part because we have a dog and that sort of forces our hand, but we also enjoy them. They are moments that we can be together as a family. And so I have a great story of family discipleship that happened recently on one of our family walks. It was cool how all these details fit together with the timing of the walk and the season that we're in. But first, before that, here's our welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Fridays Are for Families, where we seek to empower and equip you to grow as a disciple and disciple maker of Jesus Christ.
Okay, so this cool story where all the pieces fit together. We're on a little walk around the Solly Nature Park here in Chippewa just before Easter. And for some reason, there were just a bunch of thorn bushes all around, and the branches of them were hanging out over some of the paths. And as we were walking around, one got caught on my leg and scratched across my ankle. And then, of course, my shoes rubbed at that spot for the whole rest of the walk, and it was kind of a minor annoyance. But as we continued our walk, we came upon another thorn bush, and one of them stuck in my arm. And evidently, I'm just not good at walking when there's thorns around. I don't know. I just run into them. I'm not sure. But I stopped to look at this thorn bush, and the thorns on it were just massive. And as I was looking at them, this thought entered my mind, and I stopped and pointed out the size of the thorns to Aaliyah, my 5-year-old daughter. And so we stopped and we actually talked about how Jesus had a whole crown of these forced onto his head. Kind of gruesome, sure. Maybe not the best start of a conversation, but it's the reality of what Jesus experienced. And so we had this opportunity to talk about how painful that must have been, why that happened, and thankful that it didn't happen to us. It was a small moment, and then we continued our walk and didn't mention it again. Did my daughter put her faith in Jesus right there in that moment? No, she didn't. But was I able to help her understand a little bit more about the truth of who Jesus is? Yes. Was I able to put the suffering of Jesus into a little bit more realistic of a perspective for her? Yes. It's moments like this that aren't immediately life-changing, but that build a foundation of moments and memories where faith in Jesus Christ was brought into the real world and seen and talked about in tangible ways. Over the course of time, those make a big difference. So parents, grandparents, caretakers, guardians, don't give up. Don't grow weary. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Keep discipling. It is the narrow road that few travel. We pray that you would be our fellow traveler on that path. Thanks for joining us for this week's Fridays Are for Families episode. If you have any specific requests for information you would like to hear about, we invite you to share them with us either by commenting on this video on YouTube or on Facebook, or you can email us directly at family@lifeapathway.com. We'll see you next week.